The most books I've ever read in a year is 93 books, which was in 2022. I had set a Goodreads goal of 70 books for 2022 and absolutely killed it. So I thought a very appropriate and doable goal for 2023 would be 100 books in a year. But here we are. It is almost the end of the year, and I am so far behind on my Goodreads reading goal. I am 10 books behind, which is a lot. And 2023 is going to end in 1.5 months, so I have really got to get reading. Ideally, I'll be reading 10 books in the next week to catch up on my Goodreads goal. Shall we address the elephant in the room? Or should I say, the cone in the room? Luca, poor little boy, he's got an ear infection, so he's got the little cone of shame. Anyway, just wanted to let you guys know why he's got a big cone on. Okay. What am I gonna read in this video? It's a Monday. My only goal really is to read as many books as possible. So I'm probably gonna prioritize shorter books, but also just books that I think I'm gonna love. Whenever I'm really obsessed with a book, I read it way faster than a book that I feel meh about. I thought it'd be kind of fun to start with a short book. I feel like that'd be good motivation to read a book in a day to kick off this video. And there's a few books I'm debating between. Let's see if I can reach with a cat on my lap. The first one is Fright Night, under 200 pages. So I feel like I could knock this out in a few hours. Same with these two. We've got Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey, which is under 300 pages. This would be fun just to get a little dip into the Christmas spirit. And then thirdly is Every Day. The original book is a traditional novel, but they also made a graphic novel version, which is really fun. And this one is also under 200 pages. I think I'm gonna go with Every Day, mostly because it's a graphic novel, and I haven't read a graphic novel since Heartstopper, so I think it'll be really fun and really different to read a graphic novel. And this book has a really, really unique plot. It's about this person or like being, I don't know, called A, and every morning A wakes up in a different person's body, a different person's life. And so because of this, A has made guidelines: never get too attached, avoid being noticed, don't interfere, and all of that has worked out for A until one day A wakes up in the body of Justin and meets Justin's girlfriend. Finally, A has found someone they want to be with day in and day out, but they're also going to continue waking up in different bodies every single day. So that's like so intriguing, and where's that going? Like, how can they be together? I just made it to page 100, and this graphic novel is really cool. It's a really cool concept. Like I said, I wasn't sure how it was gonna play out, but it's very cool that A wakes up as a different person every day, always a high schooler, but any race, any gender, wakes up as people with different mental health issues, different sexualities. So I think it's cool that the novel touches on all the experiences that all different kinds of people live. A talks about how it's really cool to experience the world as different people. Food tastes different to everyone. The world looks different, colors different, brightnesses depending on who you are. So A talks about how they've experienced so much life, but at the same time haven't really experienced life at all because they never get to live multiple days as the same person. I'm also loving how the book has really cool art. I thought this full page drawing was very cool. I've got to take a little reading pause to shout out this little cutie in the corner. This is my InnoGear aromatherapy diffuser for essential oils. I have loved using this diffuser honestly all the time, but especially when I'm reading. It is so relaxing, and you can add any scent of essential oil that you like. You could even add a scent that fits the bookish world that you're reading. Like, how cute and immersive is that? Why just picture the book you're reading when you can also smell the scent of the bookish world you're reading about? Like, I added the scent Sweet Orange because I feel like the book Every Day, although a little bittersweet, has an overall very hopeful and sweet tone. But seriously, outside of just reading, I love my diffuser. And it has a cool LED light ring with 7 color options, which could be used as a nightlight before bed. It also has 2 mist modes, continuous mode and intermittent mode. So it's really just completely customizable in every aspect. And if that wasn't customizable enough for you, it also comes in 2 colors, black and white. So no matter your decor style, InnoGear has got you covered. I also think it's just really cute in general as a decor item. I think the ceramic cover and wooden base gives it a very minimal and elegant look that would really fit anyone's decor aesthetic. And you click the link in my description to get your InnoGear oil diffuser to create a better quality and relaxing life. Okay, let's get back to reading. I finished the book. It took me a total of 56 minutes. I think I would give it 3 stars. I would be curious to read the actual novel just because I assume that would go way more in depth because this is a graphic novel and we just get images and speech bubbles and it's so short. I just feel like it was pretty surface level, although a really, really unique concept. Also, the ending I thought was pretty anticlimactic. I thought there was going to be like some cool twist. The concept is so cool, so I feel like it's set up to be a really unique story and have a really unique ending, but it ends how I feared it would, but how I hoped it wouldn't, which is a little bit disappointing. What to read next? I am really heavily debating on doing another short book. How cool would it be to read 2 books in one day? I don't think I've ever done that before. That'd be kind of epic. Or just start a longer book, but one that I'm really excited to start. I think I'm gonna go kind of in the middle with Murder in the Family. This book is 466 pages, which is long, so this is a little bit of a risk of whether or not it'll be a fast read, but this is not a traditional book. It follows this true crime documentary series, so the entire book is written as a script, which means there's a lot less words on each page, so I'm thinking it's gonna be a fast read. And on top of that, it's also mixed media. Like there's newspaper articles, text messages, and emails. Some pages have big pictures on them. So because of the format, I feel like it's gonna be a pretty quick read. Good morning. So far yesterday I read page 137 and I'm definitely liking it so far. The format is very fun. I did listen to the audiobook for a little bit. I thought the audiobook would be really cool because we have this big cast of characters and it's in script format, and the audiobook has a bunch of narrators playing all of the characters, and that aspect was cool. Kind of reminded me of Daisy Jones and the Six, and that it feels like you're listening to like a real true crime podcast. But the downside to the audiobook is that you do miss a lot of stuff, like there's a lot of pictures and graphs and diagrams, so you obviously can't look at those if you're listening. Okay, let's go read. Holy moly. We just had the biggest reveal ever. I'm on page 167 and oh my gosh, my brain is spinning. Okay, wait, I'm so excited because I feel like a lot of what we've been doing is set up. Like there's so much information on all the characters and the suspects and like the timeline, and I feel like it was getting a little bit tedious, but this makes things so interesting. The mixed format is so interesting. I've never read anything like this before. It's so different from first person and even third person, because in traditional novels you feel like you're inside of a character's head, you're mainly following one character, so this is really interesting. It's cool in that we have no bias from any character and we aren't seeing the perspective of one character, we're seeing a whole big picture of everything, so I feel very much like detective mode. Like I'm getting all the facts, I'm hearing from all the witnesses, I'm seeing pictures of the evidence. I feel like I am a detective in this story and I'm trying to like solve it before the characters do. But on the other hand, I do feel slightly less connected to the story because I'm not really attached to any specific character. Good morning. I am on page 382, so I have a little less than 100 pages left. Also, I feel like now would be a good time to make a prediction on who I think the killer is. I honestly have no idea, absolutely no idea. Like we've gone in so many directions. Okay, I'm gonna bleep my guess, but my guess is gonna be, I'll let you guys know when I finish it if I'm right. I finished the book and my guess for the killer was right, which I'm honestly shocked because my guess was just kind of super random. I had no evidence to back my guess, but I got it right. Call me Detective Ali. I really liked the book. I would say 4 stars. The format is so fun and so interesting. There were so many twists and turns, like huge twists and turns that I never saw coming. My only tiny complaints would be there are a lot of characters and it was definitely hard for me to keep them all straight in my head, and there's just in general lots of information. The case goes in a million different directions, which was really fun because you never know if the direction you're going is the truth or like a red herring direction. But again, it was just like hard to keep all the facts and characters straight in my mind. I kept having to like flip back to be like, who's this person again? Like, what's the timeline again? But yeah, other than that, I really liked it. Okay, 2 books done. What to read for book 3? I think it'd be fun to do a short book, one I can knock out today. Then I'll be on track of reading a book a day-ish, it would be fun to complete book 3 on day 3. And the 2 shortest books I have that I also think are gonna be really fun reads is Fright Night and Room Service, both mystery thrillers by the same author. I don't know which one I wanna go with. I'm gonna read the summaries and then I'll decide. Between the 2, I think I'm gonna go with Room Service. This one just seems more unique. Fright Night is all these friends spending a night in a forest, which is very spooky, but I feel like it's a little bit more typical for a mystery thriller. And then this one takes place in a luxury hotel, which I feel like is gonna be really interesting. And this book is just under 250 pages, and also the type I feel like is really big compared to normal books. I tried page 146 and it's nothing crazy mind-blowing, but it's fun so far. I like it. It's basically about these 4 friends who stay in a hotel to celebrate one of their birthdays, but on this exact day last year, something happened with one of their old friends who is now dead. And someone at the hotel is leaving the messages because they know what happened last year. We still don't know what happened last year, so that's the mystery. And what does this person leaving all the notes want from them? I have, I think, just like 100 pages left. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna go for a walk because it's a really nice day out and switch over to the audiobook. I just got back from my walk and found my spot in the book, and we're finally finding out what happened 1 year ago. I just finished the book. I would say 3.5 stars. The plot twist at the end, it got me. It got me good. I did not see it coming. Overall, yeah, I feel like it's just a kind of surface level, but like quick pace, short, fun mystery thriller. I also read the book Escape Room by this author, and I feel the same way about that book. If you're looking for a fun mystery thriller that you could read in a couple hours, I would definitely recommend checking out this author's books. Okay, I got some book mail that I'm really excited to show you guys, but first I'm gonna rinse in the shower and change clothes. I ordered the UK version of A Curse for True Love. I'm not a huge fan of the American covers, but I think the UK covers are so stunning, so I was like, I have to get the UK cover. And this is the 3rd book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, which I'm really excited to finish. I just read the entire Caraval series, also by Stephanie Garber, so that made me really excited to get back into this series. And if you take the dust jacket off, it has a really cool cover. It's got the apple for Jax. And I had no idea that there was a cool design on the cover, so I was very pleasantly surprised when I opened it. Hello, it's day 4 and I'm on page 116 of A Curse for True Love. It's crazy, it's the afternoon, but it looks like it's nighttime in my bedroom because it is so rainy and gloomy outside. Anyway, I don't think I explained what this series is about. It's so popular, I don't even know if it needs an explanation, but a brief overview is that it's a young adult fantasy romance and it has very much fairy tale vibes, which I love. It's very magical, but more so darker fairy tale. My favorite way to describe it is it feels like a fairy tale where you don't know if there's going to be a happy ending. I remember I had so much fun creating a mood board for this book whenever I read the first one, Once Upon a Broken Heart, and yeah, I just love it so much. There's a romance in this book between Evangeline and Jax, and it's one of those romances that just makes your heart hurt with how much you want them to be together, and I'm experiencing that so hard right now because they're just a huge obstacle and reason why they're not together, and I'm like, get together, please. And what's also fun about this book is that Jax is kind of a villain, and I love a love interest who's a villain but not really a villain, you know what I mean? The back of the book literally says, may the best villain win. I very, very rarely listen to music when I read. I feel like it's really distracting to me, but occasionally with fantasy books, I'm just like, I need music. So I just searched on Spotify and found an A Curse for True Love playlist that someone made, so I'm gonna try this playlist. I feel like it's gonna set the tone so well. It's another rainy day and I read page 200 so far. I forgot how much I love this series and these characters. I recently finished the Caraval series, and finishing that series now gives me so much more background on Jax, and I feel like I just understand him so much better, which is really cool going into this last book. And we get multiple POVs in this book, which I read the first 2 books a while ago, so I don't remember if there was multiple POVs, but I'm pretty sure there wasn't. So this is really, really exciting. It's only a few pages later on page 211, and I'm trying to figure out how to say this without giving away any spoilers, but basically we've been shown something that is really important to Jax, and the thing that is really important to him has me like swooning. Like I almost cried with like how happy and swoon worthy it was. If you've read this book, then I hope you know what I'm talking about. Chapter 27. I'm on page 302 now, so I have less than 100 pages left, and I'm not sure how to feel right now. I think this one might end up being my least favorite in the series. I feel like it does move a little slower. I just think the other books had more surprising moments and were more climactic. One thing though that I'm really curious about is I feel like we still have so much to wrap up. And again, not that many pages left, so I just hope we get a good ending to this series that wraps everything up, explains everything, gets the happy ending that I want for every single character. So yeah, crossing my fingers, because that means we would have so much to unpack and to happen in these last like 80 pages. I just finished the book. It was so good. I still agree that I think this is my least favorite in the series. There was one side plot with side characters that I wish got wrapped up. I feel like there was a setup for there to be some kind of ending with these side characters, and then just nothing ever happened with it, which is a bummer because it's the end of the series. So I'm like, is there gonna be another spin-off series or something? Or was that side character plot just like not really important? I don't know. I don't know what to rate it, just because I gave the first 2 books 5 stars. So because this one I didn't like as much, I would say 4.5 stars. But yeah, 100% a 5-star series overall. If you haven't read the series, what are you doing? Read it right now. It's so good. Okay, for book number 5, I think is what we're on. I think I'm gonna finish My Dark Romeo. This is a book I started like a month ago, I think, and I read to page 225 and then just never picked it up again, and that was like 3 weeks ago. I've debated really hard on whether I want to DNF this book or finish it, and I think I want to finish it. It's just not my thing. The male love interest is very like alpha hole. I don't know, I love a morally gray character. That's one of my favorite things in books, but there has to be a gray, you know? Gray means there's good and bad, and so far with this male love interest, Romeo, I just don't like anything about him. But the reason why I want to finish it instead of DNFing it is because he is so like kind of cruel. I just can't imagine where it's going. Like at the end, is he going to become suddenly lovey-dovey and sweet to her? Is his heart ever gonna soften? Right now my feelings towards it are that it's gonna be like a 2-star read, but I'm curious if the ending will change my opinion. I don't think so, but I just have to know. And I have like 70 pages left, so I think I can finish it today. Happy Saturday. I finished book number 5, My Dark Romeo. I think I'm still gonna stick with my original 2-star rating, but I definitely liked it a lot more by the end. We get a lot more backstory on Romeo, which I think explains a lot more of his character and why he acted the way he did. And he did show his like sweet, loving side in the end, which I'm very happy about. But I still stand by that, like, if I don't like a character for a huge percentage of the book, then it's just not really for me, even if he is more redeemable by the end. This book is co-authored by Parker S. Huntington and L.J. Shen. I've never read an L.J. Shen book before, but I did read Darling Venom by Parker S. Huntington before and really liked that book. So I definitely will still pick up books by Parker S. Huntington, but it's definitely good to know that all of her characters and storylines may not be for me. And that brings us to a total of 5 books in like 5-ish days. At the start of this video, I was 10 books behind on my Goodreads goal. So didn't quite hit the 10 books, but I don't know that hitting 10 books in 1 week was ever gonna be realistic. I could probably start one more book in this video, but I have a lot of plans this weekend, so I definitely wouldn't be able to finish a book this weekend in the 7-day, 1-week period that is this challenge. So I think I'm gonna end the video here at 5 books out of 10. Honestly, I know a lot of these books were pretty short, but this week has been very motivating because I thought there was honestly like no way I was gonna reach my Goodreads goal, like it was doomed. So now I feel like, okay, if I toss in some more short books or just set more time aside to reading, hitting my goal is very doable. I was telling one of my friends that I was doing this video idea of trying to hit my Goodreads goal, and he said that I should just read like all picture books for the last like 25 books I have to read for the year, which I thought was a really funny idea. So if you see me reading or reviewing Green Eggs and Ham on Goodreads, shh. Just kidding, I wouldn't do that. I'm so curious, what is your reading goal for the year? Are you gonna hit your goal this year? I'm gonna put these books back on my bookshelf, and then I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.